Motor City. Man, I wanted to like this movie. It looked cool from the clips that I saw beforehand. I saw this as a pre-screening, didn't know what I was getting into, so I didn't know what to think until I knew what it was. The first 10 minutes, I had a feeling that it wasn't going to be that good. Why? Because the music was very bland, there was no dialogue, and it felt like it should have been a montage. I liked the premise of the movie, being in 1977 Detroit, and just like not the underbelly, but like sort of the underbelly of the city, like where gang stuff is happening and he gets arrested for having drugs. Like there's a bunch of low level crime stuff and prison and fights and huge mansions. Like I'm not going to spoil everything, but like that's what's included in it. So seeing those types of sets was pretty cool, I have to admit. And being in a period piece such as 1977, you get to see culture, you get to see fashion, you get to see all of these things related to this decade, but it just didn't do enough. Let's get into the choice of having no dialogue. I think this can work for movies that are more animated because the animators can put more emotion and depth into the animation of a movie as well as the score. And I think there was a lot of weight on the composer because they needed to make up for the lack of dialogue. When you do have that type of movie choice, everything else needs to be dialed up to an 11. The emotion of the actors, the camera work, the shots, the placement, so many things need to fill that empty space where dialogue can usually fill. And this movie just didn't cut it. I'm sorry. I think Alan Ritchson is a really good actor. He plays a big buff dude that gets into all sorts of action sequences, and I think he played the role well. I think he fit his role in the best way that he could. However, his acting style does not fit this type of movie. I was surprised to see Shailene Woodley in this movie, but I think she played her role really well. Seeing her as a 70s waitress at a diner and just the character and emotion that she can provide, I think fit. But as a supporting character, she couldn't carry the movie on her shoulders. One thing I will say that went well for this movie are the action sequences. If you do end up watching this, I would suggest waiting for the elevator scene. The elevator scene was a pretty well done and well choreographed fight sequence. There's something about a good choreographed scene that makes you lean in to what the movie has. Even if there's no dialogue, the action sequences definitely stood out because usually you don't hear talking during action sequences. Just a lot of grunting and blood and punching and all of that. Unfortunately, the action could not carry this movie. I did see the vision with this movie having no dialogue, but it just didn't work. It should have been a montage. When we see certain sequences happening in the movie, when we think of a montage, that's like trying to fill a story within a certain amount of time. Having this movie be an hour and 46 minutes of no dialogue had me yearning for at least someone to say something. And when they did, it was cut short because there's no dialogue in this freaking movie. So I was very disappointed with how they placed the dialogue and just the absence of people talking. It needed more, and I wish they could have delivered on this. Now, I don't expect too much from an independent film company, which, ironically, this is named IFC, Independent Film Company. So I can see the risks that they take with certain creative choices. But man, I really wanted to like this because you could tell they put a lot of effort into certain creative choices here. But they just did not land well because of the absence of dialogue. Something that I will say that any movie needs is a good soundtrack. If your score does not match emotion or detail that a movie is trying to convey, it's not going to land. And this is what happened with this movie. Because there was no dialogue, the music just felt super bland. I didn't like the same type of instruments used for certain emotional scenes. It just didn't hit for me. And I wish that they could have used a little bit more creativity to place in the soundtrack. That way the audience would be more involved with what's going on. If you're trying to set up montage-like scenes with no dialogue, your music needs to be the main focus of this outside of the actors. But let us know what you think. Did you guys see the movie? Are you going to? Were you thinking about it? Should independent companies take more risks like this? What are the expectations for this type of movie? Let us know in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe.